Hello and welcome back to another session of Relationship Q&A. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much. Happy Sunday. How are you all doing? How are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by. So today we're going to be having a very interesting topic. I can see Precious Mill on there saying it's going to be a very interesting live stream. Thank you so much. Elias Matters, thank you so much for coming. Thank you very much. Okay, how are you? How is everyone doing? How's your week been? How has your week been? How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I've had cold for the past couple of weeks, a couple of days. So it's just subsiding. Almost did not come live today because of it, but because I had already had this arrangement with Victoria like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. I thought, you know what, let's do it. Because I was supposed to come live with her 2 weeks ago, but can't remember what happened. I didn't contact her on time and just to give her a brief. So we had to move it to I can hear you, that's fab. So we had to move it to last week, but last week I didn't come online because I don't want to come every week. And then today I thought there's no need to kind of move it again, so that's why we're here, even though my voice is sounding like I don't know. But thank you. I'm fine. I'm better. I'm better now. I'm better this morning. Actually, yesterday was good, but today is better. Hopefully by tomorrow, I'll be a lot better. But thank you so much, Elias Matters, for coming. Thank you, Precious Mills, for coming as well. Thank you so much. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking. We're going to be having a guest, Victory Omaka. Precious Mill, thank you so much. Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. On the oh dear, thank you so much for coming. Um, Happy Sunday to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I hope we're having an amazing day. Spice it up with Nwadia. I'm gonna send you a message, Nwadia. Spice it up. I think that's easier for me. I'm gonna send you a message because I want you on one of my live streams as well. So we're gonna have a chat about that later if that's okay. I don't know if you're on Instagram. If you on Instagram. I'm not sure about. I'll chat you up about it. I've got a topic for you. Okay, but thank you guys so much for coming in. Talk with Richie. Thank you so much. I can see everyone on the chat already. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all for coming and for coming on time as well. Thank you so much. Okay, that's perfect. There's no problem. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you. So, like I said, we're going to be talking today about we have a guest and she's going to be talking to us about her experience in an abusive relationship and why she eventually left. We're going to be talking about how the dynamics of a relationship as well, like how it started, how it went, and how it ended, and why she decided to eventually leave the relationship. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And we're talking about this thing not just because we want to talk about the story, but also so that other people can learn from it. So that if someone is going through the same situation or similar situation, they would know what to do. Okay, so that's why we're going to be talking about the story. And one of the reasons we're doing this topic in particular is because recently there's been so many cases of domestic abuse on the media, and we know that it could lead to loss of lives. It could lead to people not fulfilling their destinies, people not fulfilling their career. And so someone wants to do something, but because they are being abused, not just physically, emotionally, and mentally, in so many different ways, they're not able to fulfill their purpose, so to say. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about it. And most recently, we had the story of what's she called again? Osinachi, a Nigerian lady, that was killed due to by her husband due to domestic abuse, and that caused an uproar in social media. So everyone's talking about it. Oh, this, that. But I know that there's still a lot of women that are still in domestic abuse. I was listening to someone yesterday, and she was saying that once she goes into a relationship is for life. Like nothing will make her come out of a relationship. And I'm sat there, I'm looking at her like seriously, So what if the person is abusive? Also, yes, when we go into a relationship, it's for better, for worse, and all of that. But there are certain situations, certain circumstances where you will sit back and say, okay, do I really want to be in this thing till death do us part? Okay, so that's just what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, but thank you guys so much for coming. I don't think Victoria is here yet. I don't think she's here yet. So I'll give her another 5 minutes or thereabouts, and then we can just think so she can turn up. Amaka Victory. Okay, she's here. I think. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I think she's already on there. So I'm just gonna add her to the stream. Okay, we don't want the stream to be too long. Okay, as quick as possible. That's what we want. Okay. But thank you so much. Okay. You want to mute your device where you're watching me from.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good to see you.
Thank you.
How are you? How are you doing? How's your Sunday
Well,
been?
good evening, man. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
we thank God.
How's your
That's
Sunday
okay.
been?
Ma, you said what?
How has your Sunday been? How's your day been?
Yeah, fine, fine, fine. Everything is fine. We thank God. Fine, thank
Okay,
you.
okay. I don't know if it's just me that the thing is kind of low, or if it's okay. That's fine. Okay, that's better. You're looking beautiful. Rich is just saying that you
Thank
look beautiful.
you. Likewise.
Thank you for coming, ladies. This channel, I've not seen you. I've not seen you this year. Like seriously. And Lady Gladys. But anyway, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today's topic is going to be very interesting. Someone has said before, and I was saying just now that the reason we are doing this topic is not just because we want to tell the story, but because we want to we want people to learn. So people that are in similar situations or people that are in the same situation can learn. Okay, so that's why we're doing this topic. Okay, I can see your children there.
Yeah, now that I am busy, now
They
they're
want your
looking at
attention.
me.
I know, I know. But anyway, so I think we'll just start. So first of all, just introduce yourself to us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, and just give us a little bit of introduction about yourself.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate. First of all, let me say good evening, my beautiful everyday matters. I really heard a lot about you. See you now. Being a live stream with you means a lot to me. And good evening to all the YouTubers, followers, those that are there watching me. My name is Victory. Yeah, she always called me Victoria, so I take the name. I'm from Nigeria, Delta State, so I am a mother of two. So, and I am here today to share a little story with us because of things that have been happening. So I think the world still need to know that there is someone inside, but she managed to come out and survive. That means there is a possibility for us to survive it without dying on
Exactly.
it. So that is why I'm here
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. And I just like what you said. If someone has been through it and survived, it means that somebody else can survive it as well. So let's not die in
Yeah.
such relationships. Okay, but thank you so much for that very quick introduction. So Victoria is one of my followers. She's been following me for a while now, and I know that she's had some issues in her relationship for a while. But thankfully she's out of that relationship now, which is good. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to continue. So the first questions I'm going to ask you is, obviously we're talking about, like I said before, the dynamics of your relationship, which just means how it started, how it went on, and how it ended. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so we're going to be talking about how you actually met this guy. Okay, and when did you meet and how did you
Okay,
meet?
thank you. All right, thank you for the question. First of all, yeah, we meet. We stay in the same city. So actually, I met him on that fateful day, summer day, on my way back from school. So yeah, I met him at the city's train station. Like the way I met him, the first thing I saw about him was like, oh, this person is really like passing through stress. He needs help. So because he came to me, oh, please, sister, good afternoon. I am looking for so place. Actually, he's looking for a direction. So I directed him where he was going to, and he was really happy about it because I make the direction easier for him. So that is how we started. That is how we met. So I met him on my way back from school. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah.
So when you started, did you kick off a relationship immediately or did you get to see later? And how was the relationship from the
Um
beginning?
Yeah, when we met after that day, he pleaded to have my contact. So though me, I was not having an ulterior motive, so my mind was not there. So actually, I gave him my contact. I said, okay, you can call me if you are free anytime. So it was like, oh wow, that is very nice of you. It was like, your smile gives me joy. I said, oh, thank you. So
Very nice line.
as in, I was like, oh, thank you. So he took my contact and he started calling me. We chat, we talk. Though he was like, at first, he was so lovely, friendly. He was really nice. So later, we booked an appointment for a date. We met again somewhere in the fast food restaurant. So we sit down. He also told me some of his. I asked him, the day I met you, this is what I feel. Is it true? What is wrong? You look someone that you are passing through some things. What is going on? It was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, this is the. He explained some things to me, what and what is going through. And so I was like, oh, wow. We are in Europe, so sometimes it's like that. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. So that was how the relationship started.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So just like every normal relationship starts from,
Yeah, every
hello,
normal
how are you? Your
relationship,
smile
yeah,
makes
through
me
help.
happy.
Yeah, through help, we contact ourselves, we fell in love. But unfortunately, it was one side love.
Right. Okay. We'll come
Yeah,
there. We'll come there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
from the beginning of the relationship, did you notice that he was actually not in love with you? That it was, or was he the one that was in love with you, or were you the one that was in love with him?
Yeah, from the beginning of the relationship, actually, I did not really read his mind though, but me, I was yeah, so I was in love with him actually. So I still feel what I feel that he also loved me then. So because he do things very nice. Sometimes if he's going to work, he can just call me weekend, block me so place. He will just like, oh, take this one, just hold it to keep yourself, take care of that. I was like, wow, this is very nice. At first, it was really very nice. And when you see him, my God, you will think he's just an angel fall from heaven. He is innocent. In fact, someone can even swear and die for him. But that is not it. So yeah, it was really nice. The relationship was going well, but hmm, until when we got married.
Right. Okay. So how long did you date before you got married?
Yeah, we did not date long actually. We just date I think for 3 4 months. Three four
Hmm.
months, not too long. Yeah, we dated for
Which
three four
is
months, and
which
it was like,
some people would say it's long enough if you know
yeah,
yourselves enough. Some
exactly.
people would say
So
it's long
we
enough.
yeah, we dated 3 4 months. He was really nice doing things with me. I like always like to carry me along, do things. Even when he met anywhere he calls me, anywhere he wants to go, he always want me to be there. he was at beginning, he was really nice. I will not say no, I will not lie. So he was
Yeah.
really a nice guy. So we dated for 3 months, but the way he rushed the marriage is actually what I did not know. My problem was that I was in love. I did not love with my head. I just love with my heart, pour my
To
heart
her.
out, you
Mm.
know, commit myself to the relationship, but I was not thinking in another direction.
So the
Yeah.
marriage was actually his idea, not yours, even though you felt you were the
Yeah,
one
a
that
marriage was
loved
actually
him.
his idea. The marriage was actually his idea because he told me, oh, he have been looking for a black lady he wants to settle down with. He really wants to settle down. He have been searching for. He has a white lady before, so they are not together anymore. So, but he has a child. He's a single father as well. Not only single mother, they also see single father. So he was a single dad. So he need a white lady to settle, with black lady. At least we can go home together as a tradition. So I was like, wow, that is very nice. Me too, I'm just in a
Dream
relationship,
come
so
true, wasn't
we
it?
can get married. Yeah, so I was like, okay, that is nice. If you say you want to settle down, so me too, I am ready.
Yeah, of course. So
Yeah,
how
so that
long were
was
you
how.
married for, and at what point did the whole thing change?
Yeah, we married for before we separated. Now it was 3 years and 6 months. So we started dating 3 months. We get married in the next, I think, after 6 or 7 months that same year. We met at 2018. That was a February or that. So I was preparing for my 30th birthday when we met. So the same year, June, we got married. We dated just for 3 months. We got married June. So after we got married, oh my God, unfortunately, things spoiled.
How soon after marriage did it start?
Things spoiled because after we got married, I was when I took in, that was where the all the attitude changed. You know, so when I took in, he was still like doing things very nice, but immediately I put to bed. That was the next year. Things really changed. It was not like the same. You know, insults. At first, I was thinking that it's a joke, you know. I was thinking that it's a but when it started coming up and coming up, I could not bear it anymore. I was like, oh, I just taking, you were so excited. Now the baby is almost out, and the way you just change suddenly, what is happening? I was like, even to my surprise, I said, I heard that women pretend the relationship, but when you marry them, they show up their character. I was like, in this case, you are the one now that changed. So you are not like opposite. It was like, so do you think I will just be there for you or forever? I was like,
So this
this
was
is
like
was
when you
not
were
our
pregnant,
plan,
which is like, was this like 6 months after you got married, 1 year after you got married,
Yeah,
or
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
yeah? So it didn't take time. So in my opinion, you said you dated for 3 months, and that's why some people will say it's long enough. But we always advise people to date and know the person you are getting married to, especially when you are living abroad. You see someone that's from your country, you
exactly.
think that, oh, this person is from my country, they want to marry me, or let's get married because we're the same. But we all have different characters, we all have different backgrounds. So even though we're from the same country, we want to be careful to say, okay, you know what, I want to find out a little bit about this person before I decide to jump in. And because like I always said, it's always easier to kind of, if it's a normal relationship, it's easier for you to say, okay, you know what, I'm done, compared to if you're now really married to that person, it's okay, I'm married to
Yeah,
you, it's more difficult. Okay, so how
yeah.
long did it last, this whole abuse issues that you're talking about?
you even why I agreed with him on that fast marriage was that I when he told me he wants to settle down, I was like, okay, me too, because I said, oh, my dad is late. You see, one thing that kill us Africa, like what you said, we should not be pleasing people and displease ourselves. Because me, that was my stupid mistake I made. I was pleasing people and displeased myself because I was like, oh, the auntie that brought me up, she's so nice. I really want to please her to get married so that at least she can be there for me as a mother, do everything for me, let my marriage go well. I was like, oh, before she too will now like passed away, I will not see her anymore. Let me just get married, put to bed. Let me also hear from her. That was a stupid mistake I did. And the same lady I was trying to please called me when they were doing the tradition process. He was like, the way this marriage is going, are you the one begging this man to marry you? Because there are some things they ask, the way they will just swallow it, and I decided to cover up. What is going on? So, no, auntie, no problem, you know. So that was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I should have leave the relationship, even if he wants to date for a year. Maybe, for example, we dated for a year plus. I should have known more better about him.
Yeah. So did you not see
Yeah,
any
I should
signs?
have known
Because
better about him.
obviously
So
you're
if
saying
I'm
now that when they were doing the traditional marriage, your auntie was asking some questions. So did you not see those signs in him before you
there
went
was,
on?
yes, actually there was a sign coming up, but then I was already pregnant. There was a sign. The sign was really coming up little, gradually. It was like he's not like interested anymore. The sign was just like showing up. I was like, maybe it will change. You see our problem. We think it will change. If
Yeah,
it's this case now, I know that, my dear ladies out there, what cannot change can never be changed. Only God can change something if He wants to change. Not everybody we can change. Because
true.
this is the problem we have. We think it will change. We think it will change. But
Yeah,
then it's going more and more. The person we are trying to be with, hoping that
yeah.
it will change, is getting out of hand. Because that was my second mistake.
It's
I was
getting
thinking,
worse.
oh,
It's
it will
getting
change.
worse.
Let me just see.
And
Maybe
that's
because
all
of the
right.
pregnancy,
Sometimes
because
we go
sometimes
into
when
yeah. Sometimes we do it. We think that okay, this person is going to change. Maybe when we get married, the person will change, or maybe when we have a child, the person will change. But if the person doesn't change when you're dating, it means that when when you get married, it's going to be worse. If the person is treating you this way when you're pregnant, it means that when you eventually have that child, it's going to be worse. So I'd rather you,
yeah,
for me, I would have rather said, you know what, even though I'm pregnant, I'll have this child than to go ahead with that marriage. You understand? But for us in Nigeria, practically because that's where I'm from, we'll think that oh, I'm already pregnant. What will people say? What will my family say? My family will
yeah,
say will be disappointed in me, and as a result, you go ahead and put your head into something that's not going to work. That might even kill you. And you just said just now that you were pleasing people, you were trying to please your auntie, you were trying to please because you don't want them to find out that oh, Victory got pregnant or Victory, you understand? So those kind of things, instead of you you're seeing this thing, in your face, but you're still going ahead because of what people would say, because your family, and that's so true. A lot of times we are victims of things like that, so
yeah.
but we need to be
That's so
careful.
true because, yeah, why I really got into it, let me say, I was a single mom as well. I have one then. So when I took him, I was like, when he came, the way I saw him, the way I met him, I was like, oh, maybe me and this one, we can move on. We can
Mm,
build, we can do things together. It might be different. But when I took him, I was like, oh, not again. I said, okay, maybe it will change because I was like, where, what will people, you see this problem of what will people say? Ha, my dear, that was what I did, but now not anymore. Because no matter what, people will still say. My problem was that what will people say? They will see me, oh, she have one before. That one also pick her up, do this one and left. Oh, now she's for another. And this one now still, I was like, what will people say about me? I am not that
yeah,
kind of bad person. That was just my problem. I decided to push on and push on and push on to the extent that everything got out of hand.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I feel for you honestly, because anybody in that kind of situation would want to do the same, because you already have one and now you're pregnant
exactly.
again.
Yeah,
So it's a difficult position to, it's a very tricky position to be, and to make the right decision there will be very difficult for anyone. So I totally understand. But
yeah,
we as women, even men, when we go into relationships, don't just go in. And I'm saying this to you as well, for the next relationship you go into, don't just go in with your heart. Let your antennas be up as well. You
exactly.
understand? So let your antennas be up, so that if you see these signs, you know that okay, this is a sign, this is a red flag. This is a red flag for me. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go ahead with this thing unless this person is really ready to settle down with me. And I'm just pointing out, Norma Weta, thank you for coming. I thought you were in Africa. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you all for your contributions. I'm seeing them, but this is really interesting. So, Spices Up is saying that some people will date for 5 years, and at the end of the day, they'll get married and the person will show another side, which is true. So you can date someone for 5 years, you can date someone for 5 months, and you will not really know who they are until you actually start living with them in the same house.
Yeah,
People change at any
exactly.
time. Some people can
Yeah.
pretend. And she's giving herself her own example that she dated her husband for 3 months and they got married. If I'm correct,
Yeah, three
she
weeks,
never dated her husband at all. We met and got married within 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Sometimes we see the signs but give excuses. Even in that 3 weeks, you might not even be able to see sign because there's no time for you. You've not spent
Yeah,
time together. So for her case, I would say she's been blessed. She's been very lucky. You understand? But not everyone is in that same situation. Some people would date for 3 months, some people would date for 3 years, and the person you get married to will just like, you know what, so
yeah,
we just need to be careful. I'll just read some comments. So Lady G is saying one thing is for somebody to accept that he has a problem, and another thing is for that person to search for the solution and work on itself. That's only when that person can change. So I think she's talking about when you were saying that he would change. You thought he was going to change. If this person is there and they're saying, and you're saying, no, this person will change, and they don't even know that what you're talking about is an issue, then there's no change there. Okay,
yeah.
sometimes someone says, men marry and expect you to be the same way, the way they married you, just small like that, just slim, just young. And most women get married hoping that, oh, this man will change and become better. So yes, we want
Ye-
our husbands to we want our husbands to be better, but the person you get married to, let that person be good first of all, and then you can pray for
Exactly.
that person to get better.
You, yeah, you. One thing I still need to add there is that, you see, sometimes we think that, oh, this person will change, this person will change, and the more we are trying to like let this person change, the more the person is doing more. As well, for me, let me just use myself as an example. After I put to bed, when I finally, because at first I could not have time to like read him very well. When I finally meet him, I really met him, was like, after I have put to bed, now I am strong, I really want to follow this guy, let me really see what his problem is and why he even come into my life at first. So when I followed him, I was like, oh, it was just like one side love. It was like you used me to achieve what you wanted. You see, it was
Right.
like you used me to achieve what I was like. I was thinking you will change, but still you are doing more. It was like, you have put to bed, and so so
So
the
what
the
did
the
you
things
want to
was not
achieve? Is
moving
it
on.
to have a child or what?
Yeah, the
Or
issue
was
was
it
that,
thinking that you got pregnant because you wanted to marry him? Is
the
that what he
the
was saying?
no, the first, like, let me just break, like, many people in Europe, like, many need someone to get some things. The first child he was having was to get documents,
Hmm.
but unfortunately he did not play out well. So when I met him, When he told me he has an AFCAS, and so I was like, oh wow, by now you should have a paper. So the plan was that if that paper did not come from that white lady, definitely when me I put to bed, they will give him through me. But unfortunately, at that process, I was like, no, you cannot just get document like that through me. Even when he knows I have the document, I was like, there is still a process because the country we are, they have a lot of process, you understand? I was like, okay, let's do it like this. I have a good lawyer that can help you. You work, you have paid so many things. Even the child you are paying for, you does not see her. And it's like the depression on him is getting too much. He is working, but it's like he's working, but the money is not seeing it. It's not using it to do something good, you know. So
Mm.
when I came, I was like, okay, let's do it. Like, just calm down. I will give you a good lawyer that will help you out. So even the day I took him to my lawyer said no. I have to lead her and plead with the lady. The lady said it's because of this her, it's because of me. So just few months, everything worked
Yeah.
out to be part. Even the child he's paying for is not saying. They
Yeah.
wrote him
So
in
it,
court.
it
He
came with
started
an ulterior motive. So he had something he was
exactly,
looking for when
exactly.
he came into your life,
Yeah.
but only to
So
find out that it's not going to be that easy. You know?
exactly. Me, I did not know that he will still treat me the same way he treated that one, because all he just need is just ulterior motive, that just that papers just to be okay. Even
Yeah.
he was even far in the village, you know. They have to like, we are together now, we are together, so they have to like remove him from his camp, brought him into the city, and now he have a good life. He has the document. Even not he did not come from me, but I know the sacrifice I put for him to get to that place he is today. You know, he has everything. He has a good job now. He can even speak, not like before. When you see him, he looks like someone that just come out from one village. Does not even look like someone in Europe. But now, when you see him, you see a guy. You know, he looks
Which is
fresh
good
and
for him. It's
everything.
good for him. You know, it's good for him.
But
It's good for.
unfortunately, he really like messed up, really disappointed. Even if he got that thing, he live in peace. It wouldn't have pained me so much. But you now raising your hand, beating me, abusing
So
me,
let's just talk
insult.
about the extent of the abuse. So
Yeah.
what was it like? What was it um verbal? Was it emotional? Was it physical? So what was it like?
Both physical, both like the way this guy insulted me. In fact, I sometimes I will just sit down like this. It's like I want to run mad, because the thing he almost get me. I almost run mad. Like, even if I ask him, oh my dear, today what are we going to do? He said, there is insult. You useless woman. Are you not a woman in the house? Why will you be asking me what to eat? Don't you know what they're supposed to cook? When you still cook and give to him, he will still tell you, how useless are you? You don't even, how can you be giving somebody one food? I was like, hey, my guy, calm down. You insult somebody too much. When they will ask you what to eat, you will reply with insult. You don't even have
Hmm.
time for me. You don't even commit yourself in anything we do in the house. I said, okay, when is the last time you brought money to this house? I believe when you bring a good money, there will be a good food. Now I am the one using the little I have to feed you while you are receiving your
So were you
salary
working at the
and
time?
setting. Yeah, yeah, of course, he's working. He's working. So I was like, don't you think even emotionally you are just bringing me that you just want to destroy me? He said, moreover, didn't I even see it that he's too handsome for me? Didn't I even see that he's too handsome for me? I
I
was
need
like,
to see his picture, Victoria. I need to see how handsome he is.
I was like, you are too handsome. Okay, didn't you see me? I was ugly. When you use me to achieve your aim, now that you are getting a good life, you are not. If you are walking now, when police is even coming, you are not afraid anymore. Now you know that I am not beautiful anymore. I was like,
Mm.
wow, this is
That would
unbelievable.
even knock your confidence to the bottom,
Ah,
like knock your
exactly.
confidence out.
So he really breaks me down. I was like, wow. So he said, don't you even know you don't deserve me? Look at the way I'm tall, I am handsome. I say, hey, He said, and moreover, the Bible said woman should be submissive. I said, yeah. Bible said woman should be submissive, but don't you know you are missing something? There is something on top before you get to submissive. I believe if you
Yeah.
are behaving as a man, he always told me that I am the man in the house, I am the head. So anything I say, it is final. I said, okay,
Mm.
no problem. I agree with him because I don't actually, children are there. I don't need stress. I don't need problem. That was one thing I was trying to avoid. But I found out that anything he's doing, he always like to do it in front of those
Of the
kids.
children, yeah.
That was where I really get angry.
So how many kids did you have together?
We'll just have only one.
One.
We have one, a beautiful girl. Though when I put to bed, he was really angry because he was like, "Oh, I have girl before with a white lady. I was even expecting that you will give me a boy. Now you two, you still wanna give me a girl. Why
Hello?
didn't you tell the doctor to change it?"
Does he not know that he's the one that determines whether you have a boy or a girl child? He's the one that has
I
the
was like,
XY chromosome.
I
You
should
only
tell
have
the
a
doctor.
female chromosome, which is the XX chromosome. So if he gives you
Exactly.
an X chromosome, you give him a girl. If he gives you a Y chromosome, you give him a boy child.
I was like, so I should go and tell the doctor to change the child. Like seriously, so you're not even you did not appreciate what God gives to you. I said, well, male or female, child is a child. Train the
Mm.
child. You yourself, you will even enjoy it in the future. So when he
Yeah,
told me that, then I know that there is some things I really got out of hand, and I really need to stand, because if not, my enemy will just die in depression.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And you know what?
So
I'm glad you eventually left because for you to spend, let's assume the first 1 year was nice, was at least the first 6 months from you dating to
yeah,
getting pregnant was okay. The remaining 2 years that you spent with him to live in that kind of toxic environment will not be
it
good for
was
your
really
mental
a
health.
hell
So
in
I can
heaven,
imagine.
hell on
So I'm
earth.
I'm glad you decided to leave, to be honest. I'm glad you decided. But the question I have for you now is, so at what point did you decide that it was time to leave? What happened that made you decide, okay, you know what, that's it?
Yeah, the abuse was too much actually, because I told him, I said, where I came from, a man that have paid the bride price of a woman, normally you don't supposed to call your wife a prostitute when you did not see him with a woman, with a man. I said,
Mm.
you calling me a prostitute where I came from is an abomination. I said, for example, that we are in Africa. Trust me, the my town. From Delta Lady. I was trained traditionally. I said that we
Where are you
you will
from,
see.
Victory? Don't if you don't mind.
I'm from Agbo. That
Where
is,
is
let me
he
say,
from?
Emeka. I'm from Agbo.
Him.
No, him. He's from Auchi,
Okay,
from
okay.
Edo State. Yeah. So from Edo State, I was like, no, I don't know if you people have tradition, but we have tradition. Things you are doing is a really against even the things of God. I said, look at the way you are punishing me. I did not even do you anything. I did not offend you. I was like trying to plan life with you. And really, anytime I just call you, oh, can we just talk? Can we just think of how to plan life, to do things? He will say, hey, you are not working. You don't have money. So I don't plan life with someone that don't have money. I don't plan life with a lie bit woman. You are just a lie bit woman that just stay at home. All you know is to eat and eat and eat and eat. I was like, wow, really? Do you really feel me like this in this country?
I'll use I
He
do
said he don't
I had an
smoke.
experience. I had an experience like that
He
before. I was dating someone and he was like, all you do is sleep and eat. All you do, you can't. So that for me, yeah, was the biggest challenge of my life. Do you understand? Because from where I came from,
exactly.
my family were doing okay, so I was all right, we're comfortable. And then I started dating this guy in the UK. So we're in the UK together, we're staying together. And then because at the time I was a student and I wasn't working, so I was kind of depending on him for most things. And he'd be like, he's look at me, and that's why every woman, you need to be independent. You need to have a life.
Yeah.
You understand? You need to have your own source of income. He'll look at me and be like, look at this one. All you do is eat and sleep. And it's the truth, that was all I was doing. you know. But to hear someone
But
tell it
me,
to your
that was
face,
not
like,
all I was doing actually.
eat, sleep, wake up, go to school, come back when your mates are hustling. But that was my biggest
Yeah.
challenge, So that was my biggest challenge. And I told myself, I can't continue to take this insult from anybody.
Yeah.
So
That
it
was
kind of
exactly
lost the
where.
confidence. For me, it got me angry. I'm like, no, I'm not taking this anymore. I have to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that was what actually got me angry. I was like, no, this abuse is too much. How can you say that? Now, I said, you just go to work, sit down there doing nothing. Monthly, you receive salary. I said, but me, because you are working, you don't even attend to the kids anymore. I said, he don't even commit himself in anything at home. I said, even me that is at home, I still go to school. I bring the kids to school, go and pick them. I will still go to my school after dropping them, go to my school. I will close. I will come home, make some food very fast, got back again to pick them up. I said,
Hmm.
if we said let us check it, I am the one
That's
even doing
full-time
more
work
work
on
here,
its
more
own.
than you. Yeah, I said more than you. He said, as far he's the one paying for the house rent. So in that case, anything in the house supposed to be my own work because I am not working. I said, okay. Then after my school, I decided to learn a profession something. I said, after my school, what if I start working? Are you still telling me now that you will change? You will still like supporting and doing things in the house. Even when I am taking the kids are taking shower. I put food on the gas. So please, can you just help me to check it so that it will not get burned? He will said never. He is operating his phone. He said he's paying for house rent. The remaining works is mine. I was like,
So
wow.
everything else is yours.
Yeah. I was like, wow, impressive. I said, okay. Yes, I decided to say okay because why? Now I have learnt my lesson and I have sense. Before I was senseless. Now my sense is back. I decided to stand my ground because I found that the only way to do that is to just like be independent to myself, have my own income without asking him anything. And this is the
Hmm.
some person that I don't even ask him for 1 naira, and he will not even go to work monthly, bring 50 euro, $20, take my wife, just use it to freshen up. Never. He will not do it.
Hmm.
He will even still take mine and tell me he don't have. I said,
Hmm.
okay. I still kept quiet. I decided to concentrate on my school because the country I'm in Germany. In anything you want to do, if you want to learn a profession, something, you need to go to school. So with the heartbroken, the problem, the stress, I did not allow it to bother me. I decided to focus on my school. My goal was that God help me. I really want to go to this school. I really want to make it, and I really want to have a good job. Even if I did not learn what I wanted to learn again, but at least I really need a good job to earn money for me and my kids. So
Yeah.
I just stay on this goal. I say no, this insult is too much, and he will still be beating me out of it. There was a day
Hmm.
he even beat me to the extent, even my eye were even throwing out blood.
Wow.
And I was taking the kids to school that morning. Neighbors saw me and they're like, oh, this is dangerous, it's not good. I still went to the hospital. So many beatings. Sometimes he will beat me on my face, we get swell,
Oh my
sometimes
God.
on my body. I was like, this guy, are they charming you or what? You will just wake up one morning, started beating woman. We did not quarrel, nothing. If I ask you what to eat, the next thing is a blow or slap. If
And you still
I,
stayed.
my parents, my family, yeah, my family does not even receive dime from you. I knock my hand in my chest there. You did not say. I said, but what is the reason why? What did I even do to you? Why this hatred? He was like, hey, I don't need you anymore. So I have achieved what I want to achieve. So the way I'm seeing you now, you are too local for my liking.
Hmm.
I was like, wow, I am too local for your liking. Then I get angry. I said, now me, Victory, I will prove to you when you will see me in the future and the children. You will have that. You will want to come and apologize to beg, but it will be too late. I said, come. I am not those kind of women that think that when they left abusive husband, their next thinking or target was like, let me jump into another man that is better than that. I said, there is no man better than you. Elder, all men, we have good ones, those that really know what they have and respect it and value it. I said, but with this one I have learned now, no, me will use my hands to fight for the future of I and my kids. That was
Yeah.
what I told him. And I decided. He always beat me up. I leave the beating aside. because I was targeting. And one thing that also helped me was that I still know, even the thing affect me spiritually, both physical, both mentally, even
Of
in church.
course.
I don't concentrate in church anymore, even when I go to church, he will still go to church to go and ask questions if I'm really good. It was like he's just following me around. If I would say I'm going to church, he will first of all call if I came to church. You said you don't want something, you are still monitoring me. I don't understand. You beat me up, nobody here. He narrated me everywhere. I still focus on that, my education. Now he wants to get a good job. Then I told him, you need to do so course. He did the course. He failed. That same course, I did it. I made it. He now get angry. Anything I said I want to do, he will say no. And this is the problem many of we women have. If we want to do something in the name of we married, we want to please our husband will say no. We will not say, because husband say no, let me sit down. And tomorrow, if that
Yeah.
husband still wants to do, he will leave you. Me, I'm not that kind of person. My goal, my future, my life is more important to me. Let us stop making this mistake that I have to. Your husband, yes, if he's doing you good,
Your
love
life
him
comes
and show
first
your
before
children.
your husband. Your life first. So
Yes,
you are
life
number
comes
one.
first
You should be
because
your
your
number
life
one
is
priority.
important. This thing affect me mentally. I was one setting, I was even having heart problem. I was living with a man in the house. He did not even know I was dying. I have to struggle, use my last energy, as in the last energy ever, to struggle to hospital. I have to go for heart control. When I got there, the first question they asked me with oxygen on my face was that, did somebody beat you? Do you have accident?
Mm.
I said no. What happened to you? I said, I don't know. I just wake up from sleep. It was a lie. I was beaten up. But I don't want it to look as if I put him into a problem. People will not say, because he's a Europe, he called police for her husband. No. So after I came up, after I survived that heart problem, and that sometimes I will just sit down, my head is like I want to run mad,
Mm.
because of many thinking on my head. And the thing started affecting the relationship of me and my first child. Any little thing, I will beat her up. I will beat her up. When she see me coming, she will
Transfer
run.
of
But it's
aggression.
not her fault. It's not her fault. She did not even do anything.
Mm.
So I was like, no, I can't take this anymore. So when I survived that, I said, now I have to stand my ground. Then after I came back from hospital, I told him, I said, hey, you're guy. Now, you said you don't need me anymore. I'm a liability to my right. Now, know your boundary in this house. The next time you will raise your hand and hit me again, I cannot say that is the end of your life, because I cannot take life and I cannot give. So if you know you
Yeah.
respect your life, know your boundary. Sometimes it is good for us to stand and face our fear.
Mm.
Men, they are also a human like us. Some men take
And
that.
you're just saying something there. I just want to come in what you're saying. If you don't take your stand, if you don't say no, they will continue to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So a man will continue to abuse you as long as you sit down there and accept it until you say, okay, you know what, that's enough. Know your boundaries. This is where your boundary lies. Don't
Yes.
come any further than, don't come closer. Don't do more than this. Otherwise, but if you don't have that boundary, if you don't set clear boundaries, someone said, if I'm doing something to you, I'm saying something to you, and you don't reply, I will assume it's okay. It's okay by you, unless I tell you, okay, I don't like that thing. Don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's the
Even
same with
sometimes.
your situation.
Yeah. Even sometimes I do call him. Like maybe after 3 months, 2 months, I will still call him. Come, what is the problem? Can we just talk about these things?
Mm.
What is going on? He was like, he will be operating phone when I'm talking. When I finished, I said, do you have anything to say? We said, oh, what did you say? I did not hear you. I said, that means
He's not
everything I'm just
interested.
saying now. He said, you are a woman. Woman does not have any opinion. Moreover, you are not working. You are jobless. You're only just to go
Who's
to school because you
giving him
believe
that kind of opinion, like women shouldn't have a say? Like,
he
I
said he
didn't
believe he
understand.
wants to learn a profession, and maybe he wants to be a president of this country. That is why you keep on going to school, going to school. I said, hey, look at you now. I said, you remember when corona virus came up lately? Many people lost their job because why? They did not go to school and they did not learn any profession work. I said, even you are one of them. I said, for example, now You now, you did not go to school, you did not learn any professional. Me now, I am going to school, I will learn something. But if you lost your job, and my job will still be sustaining us, until you get yours. Don't you think that is okay? He said, no, me, I'm the one that is thinking that way. Oh. He is not thinking
So
that
he
way. I said,
wants to
okay,
be he
what
wants
is
to be the one that's working, and then you are sitting at home taking care of the
exactly?
children, cleaning and
Yeah,
all that, and he's not
exactly.
even supporting you. Is
Nothing,
robbing you of your confidence, is tormenting you, abusing
nothing.
you. So
He did not even
there are some
appreciate.
men that have good intentions that will say, okay, you know what, don't work. I will go to work while you stay at home and take care of the kids. But then they'll support their wives. They'll bring money home. They'll help the woman with the dishes. They'll help the woman with the children. The woman might come at a point and say, okay, you know what, I think I want to go to work, or I think I want to do something. They will support or tell them why, okay, not now or something. But he's not, obviously, he wasn't doing that.
He
He was
wasn't
saying,
doing
okay,
that.
I want to be the one to work. So he's working and then coming home to torment you. That's not right.
And what gets me angry was that anytime I bring up something to do for myself, he will kick against it. Anytime I bring up something, he will kick against it. I just told him open and clear. I said, oh my guy, now let me not speak English. Enough is enough. You know why? Now know your boundary. And secondly, anything that concerns me, if you cross your boundary, I said, to God who I serve, you will regret the day you met me. I said, now you does not support me in anything. I said, now this is your boundary. Okay, now I am old enough to know what is good for me. To this, he said, he gave me a job. I refused the job. I said, yes, I refused the job because even the country I am, before you work, your boss will ask you, do you have children? You will say yes. They will ask you, when did they go to school and when they close? I said, me,
Mm.
I am not a woman because I'm looking for a money. I will just jump into another world just to please you, and my children are in danger. I said, hey, let me, for your information, my children first. I have to put my children first. Make sure they are okay before I will look for a job that I too will be okay. I will have time for myself and time for my children. I said, the way I am seeing you now, trust me, you are out.
So
You
did
are
he
not
cross
a
the
part of my
boundary? Did
future.
he cross the boundary or did he maintain the
No,
boundary? So what
he
happened
knows
after
that
that?
I do give a long rope. He knows I give him a long rope to go with the abuse and the insult. I was receiving it. But the time I now woke up, it was like I was putting on a lion clothes, a tiger clothes, and elephant clothes, as scorpion's clothes together. He knows if he
Mm.
passes a boundary, any of them can just bite him. You understand? Because when I wake up, I really wake up with anger. I like everything he does was just like running through my head. I decided, I said, don't cross your boundary because now we don't have future together. You are not part of my future. I need to put my children first. He said, okay, in that case, he's going to leave me. And when he leave me, I will suffer. I said, hey, if I don't have hands or leg, or I am a weakly, or I don't even think, I'm a cripple, you will say that, but not a data woman they train.
Mm.
I was not be in fact they do. I was not trained by my parents. I was trained with iron hands in winter, summer, all weather. That means in any condition, there is no one I cannot handle. I say for now, I need to handle you in my own way because I have given you a long rope. He narrated me even in church. Even told my pastor, you see, sometimes we women, we goes to church but we don't know the reason why we go to church. There is a lady always come to your live stream. I don't know if it is Mama Mary and Ugo. Sometimes before they start, they always, anything they say, they always put God into it. That means in any decision we make, we're supposed to put God first. You understand? But this is the mistake we make. I told him, I said, in anything I do, I put God first. In anything I do, I put God first. I said, if
Is it her connection?
anything I do, I put God first. And in this situation, I want God to handle his case. If I call police for him, I might injure him or he might injure me. Once I handle the case with wisdom God gave to me, I said, now, if he wants to go, let's see. I will not be the one to go so that people will say, she have lived the second one, useless woman. No. I said, if anyone, if he wants to separate, trust me, you will go. He said, let's bet. I bet with him. Then I concentrate on my school. I make my first certificate. I came out, everything good. I said, okay, now I have to look for a job. I was searching for a job. Then he came up again. There was no, like, the government came up with their own because he was with me. I does not receive any benefits. And everything I'm supposed to get from everything blocked. Government was not helping me anymore. No opportunity to go to school. He decided not to sponsor me. I said, okay. I kept quiet. I will still be going to my church, pray to God. God, please help me. This man, I want to surprise him. So I will still be praying. Then I now met someone that gave me and that just introduced me to a course, because when you do it, you will just have a job. So I decided to go through this course. But then when I was going, he picked up and he said, hey, that me, I have decided now. He has said that I have grown wings and I have people in my back. Now,
Mm.
because I does not give him that body now to beat anymore, to insult, to abuse, he now feel now that I now have a backup. People that are advising me to deal with him. I
Mm.
told him, I said, you know the person. I said, he's God. Now, I want to handle you. If you want to go, you will go without no problem. At least if
So
we
did he
see in
leave?
the future, we greet. He said, God forbid. I said, no problem. Anyhow you want it. I decided, Now, I was not asking for feeding. Even if my children don't have food anymore, I will even go and collect from people, my friends outside. I will use it to cook. He will still eat the food though. He's not ashamed. Just a shameless man. He will still eat the food. I borrowed money to cook. He will eat. I overlooked him because me,
Mm.
I've already set a goal. I already have my plan. So we women, let us love your husband. Yes, it's good, but have your
Yeah.
own goal. Because anything can happen at any time. Let us not just put our basket in the name we marry
Yeah.
in the hands of men. They will just look you one day, carry that basket, break it. Because men, they don't want you women to be
Yeah.
higher than them. That was one thing I noticed. I found that in him. He does not even, if he see any good thing coming my way, he will do everything possible to block it, to bring it down. But me, if I see that good thing is coming, he really needs this thing, want to
You
achieve it,
help
I will
him. Yeah.
sacrifice myself. I will go to a length that he will get that thing. you know I was so committed. But when I see that it's not like that, I said no. So when I withdraw in anything that concern him, sometimes some letters, some bills will come, I will not even make one paying phone call. He now said, oh, now you have changed, your friends have told you not to be helping me anymore. No problem, and let's say I go, don't forget that I am working, I am paying tax.
Mm.
I can do anything I want in this country. I said, because it's your father that have the country. That is why you think you are big, because you have paper, you have documents, you are not living a big boy life. You think you can do anything you want. I said, that one is your business, you know. So I
Mm.
put my goal first, I put my children first. I secure the children first of all. There was a day he even beat me up to the extent that he took a knife. He wanted to stab me. You know what I did?
Wow.
I run out from the room. He bring out his hand to stab. I used the door and jammed the hand. The knife fall. I took the knife.
My
I
God, that
leave.
was really, really,
You
really,
see, he
really
left, he went.
toxic.
I left. So when I left, I know that any moment from I target him because he's always afraid. I know that maybe 10, 15 minutes he will leave there because he will think I will go and call police. When I know that he have left the house, I came back to the house, dressed the children up. I dressed up. I bought a ticket. I traveled out. I traveled out. In fact, I just traveled immediately. Emergency travel, because why? What he did, my first daughter
So did
saw
you
me
not call
alone.
the police for him? Did you not call the police to take him away
I
from
did
the
not.
house?
I did not. I didn't. I left with the kids. We came back that day, almost the next day, midnight. I did not feel distress, but I decided to secure the children first, because what this my daughter see, she might go to school and say it. But I decided to take her to travel so that when she will play with other kids, she will forget.
Mm.
Because my plan was that if he wants to leave, or if I wants to leave, I don't want a way that it will be a police that separated us. Because when I came to this Europe, I hear when people always say, any little thing, wife will just call police for their husband. That was not my plan. I love marriage, oh. I love marriage so much. The way I always dream of the way my marriage will is. But unfortunately, I don't have lucky in men. Men just come because they know that she's a nice woman. She's always committed. They will just use me to
And
take anything they
that's
want.
something for you to work on so that people don't take
Exactly.
advantage on you in the future.
Exactly. They will just take that advantage. and get what they want and started abusing me and go. But this time around, I decided to stand, to fight for my right. I stood and I said, now, this is what I want. Now, I decided to throw away that mentality of what people will say. Now is what I, Victory, will say. I throw it away. Because you see, this what people will say is always what killing us. Now I said, my happiness matters a lot. My life matters. Because, for example, that day he wanted to stab me. He stabbed me to death. I died.
Not even just the stabbing, all those times that he was hitting you, all those times that he was beating you, those were times that you should have called the police or left the house.
I didn't. Once the neighbor saw me with a bleeding eye, they called the police.
So can
The
I just
police
ask
came.
why you didn't leave? Why didn't you leave, or why didn't you call the police?
That reason, actually, I don't just know, because my issue was that I said, God, may God help me. Really, that is really a risky. I was like, may God help me, because I was finding a better way to live, because I don't want to live to put like to put law into my hands, like I was the one that called the police, or they took his paper, or anything happened negative to him. I want us to separate, like he will still be alive, breathing or walking. Me too, I will still live. I don't just want to live with a
But
quarrel.
you do know that staying there like that, we heard recently of that lady Osinachi that died.
Yeah.
I don't even know whether what she went through was as much as what you went through in your own home. And there's a thin line, like they say, there's a thin line between life and death, between love and hate, between life and death. It just takes one thing, one nerve or one artery or one thing or one punch in the wrong place, and that's it. So
Exactly.
the most
Yes.
important thing is for me sitting here now is there's a lot of things to learn from your story. There's a lot of things that went on, a lot of things that we should learn as women or as girls, even because some men go through abuse as well. So for you, first of all, the intention of both of you coming together, from what I've heard, the intention, maybe your intention was pure, but his intention wasn't pure.
Exactly.
So first of all, so when we go into relationships, we want to make sure that, okay, this person's intentions are pure towards me. Find time to get to know the person. Don't go into a relationship or into a committed relationship, I would say, just because maybe for us in the diaspora, we think that, oh, because I'm black, I might not find a black person to marry. Or so as long as one black person comes, that's it. Me, I always say to myself, I don't mind marrying a white person as long as it makes me happy, as long as the person is a Christian. And so to me, color or skin color doesn't really matter. You understand? So let's not just say, okay, because this person is from my tribe, therefore is a good person, or because this person is from my country. And even for those in
Yeah.
Nigeria, the same thing. The fact that the person is from the same village as you or from the same state doesn't mean that that person has to be the right one for you. So we want to spend time enough, like Spice It Up said, you can spend a long time with someone and still don't know the person. But we want to spend as much time to know someone enough. What are the person's values? Okay, how does the person treat his friends and family? Okay, what does this person like? So those little things that so, and as a person, first of all, you want to find out what matters to you, what's important to you. Okay.
Yeah.
um we want to find out what's important to you, so that if someone comes into your life and the person doesn't have those qualities, you know that if the person doesn't have those qualities, you know that this person is not it. So those are things that we want to pay attention when we go into a
Yeah,
relationship.
it's a
And
relationship.
when
That's
we get married, as people, we want to, as women or as men, you want to, and I know a few people have pointed that out there. You want to have your own. And I use myself as an example when you were telling your story as well. The person I was dating before would be like, you know what? All you do is sit down and eat. And it's the truth. You understand? And it would be the same for a woman as well. See, for instance, you are the woman, you're the one taking care of the bills, and the man is just sitting down there not doing anything. You feel the same, like, you are the man, why are you sitting down? So whether you're a man or you're a woman, you want to have your own source of income. You want to have something you're doing. a
Yeah.
business, a job,
Please,
it
one
doesn't
minute. Let me
matter how
put
much you
my.
are being paid. You know, it doesn't matter how much you are being paid, but so long as you have something so that you're not going to the other person to say, okay, please give me money for this, give me money for that, give me money for that. So those are important points. And also, when you're going through things like this, it takes only, like I said, it takes just one punch or one blow for that person to end up like that lady did a few weeks ago. So we
Exactly.
want to be
Even
careful.
what you are saying now. Yeah, what you are saying now. Sorry to interrupt you. There was the last beating I received from him. You know what he did? He was like, when I heard Osinachi's story, I was like, wow, hey, God, have mercy. He put me, he was really punching me, like, hit me on my chest, even all my ribs, my face. The
Can
way he
everybody
was
hear her?
just,
My own thingy has gone funny again. Um, continue, continue.
yeah. So the way he was just punching me on that day, punching me. I did not even still do anything because I was like, when I stood up, I just went to the hospital. They checked me. I did not broke any spinal cord, even my chest. They scanned everything. I was like, later I was like, so this man was just punching me. In fact, in village people visited him just to kill me. I said he cannot kill me, because he's not the one that gave me life. I was like, look at the way he's punching me as if I am like a bag of gari. Bag of gari. You see me, I don't just take things serious. Most especially once I have target something that, yes, I did not report him to the police or even like plan evil against him, because I don't just want to do that. I don't know the reason why, but I don't just, my own was that I want to leave him. So I want to leave him in a way that when I will tell the story, because me, even when I was growing, there is something that time that we do in my family. I told them, hey, I don't want to do something. We will go to a court anywhere. You will win me. I always want to do something anywhere I go. I always want to win. I was like, anywhere he goes, he will not tell people that I call police for him or we separated, they arrested him. No. He will still, maybe he might tell them I beat her up, but she did not still call police for him. People that, that woman said, is she senseless? Yes, many people think I was even mad. I was senseless. I was even stupid. In fact, they will still be insulting me. People that knows me, you are so foolish. Look at what you take. You tolerate too much. How dare him? I was no. I just want to be separated in peace without no problem. Now I have realized my mistake. Yes. So let him go. Okay. Then after on, when I work, I said no. This now we have everybody just need to know their boundary. After the beating up and everything, I said I can't take this anymore, my dear. So we have to end it all. It was like now, even if we want to end it, and this apartment we have, you have to move out. I will stay here with my new girlfriend. He even insulted me, called me a prostitute, the loose man, nothing. I said, hey, all those one is just an abomination. But if you are calling me that name, as you can see, you are calling, but me, I will just bend that it will pass, because that is not my name. He even called me a witch. They told him he's a witch. Pastor said I am a witch. I said, yes, your pastor told you I'm a witch. You know why? Because he asked me for money. I refused to send him. I does not send man of God money. You will eat my money and still be killing me in my back. I said, I know that it will happen. So you are the one. I told him, I said, he is the one that he can be caged like that. Me, I'm a Christian. I go to church. I am not just a Christian. There is difference between Christian and a believer. I am a believer. If I am serving God, I know the God I serve. I said, so you see, nothing. I don't want to insult you in any way. I said, even the name you are calling me now, prostitute and whatsoever, is also abomination in Bible. It's not, is wrong. I said, but you now, I did not insult you, tell you anything. I said, no. Then there was a day I caught him. He's also a cheater. Then I just called him. I make his favorite that day, even when I know that things have ended. He finished, though he was trying. I was like, hey, you always called me name. I'm a prostitute, I'm liability, I don't work, I eat and sleep. I said, now, you are a wife beater, you don't help wife, you don't support. All your own is to earn money and support your family back home. You
So
don't
do
take
you know
care
if
of
he
wife.
had? Do
And
you
now
know
you
if
are
he had
still
another
cheating.
girlfriend? Is that why he was doing all he was?
He has. I said, now, I got you with another girl. You are a cheater. You know what I told him? I said, now, just judge yourself. What I am telling you now is what I just told him. I said, now, You did not see me with another man. You accused me wrongly. I said, now, me, I got you with a woman. Now, judge yourself. You will even still be calling the woman in my presence to make me feel bad.
And you still,
Try to play
this
love.
woman, I don't even know what to say to you anymore, honestly.
Try to play
Honestly,
love.
I don't know
But you know,
what to
if
say
he's
to
playing his
you.
love, if he's playing his love with his woman, me now, I will not be playing my Igbo traditional music. I will still be dancing and playing my love with God.
Okay,
And that is
so
what he
what
does not
happened at
like.
the end? What happened at the end that you people went your separate ways? What actually what
Yeah,
happened
at
at
the
the
end,
end?
after we found out that things was not working, it's not working at all. So with all the abuse, he when he realized that, yeah, this woman, I have really put a boundary. Now I don't answer him anymore. We live in the same house, but everybody do their separate things. When he found out that I know he's cheating and he has been beating me up, accusing me wrongly, I said, hey, if I can take life, trust me, under 1 minute, I will even give you a tapiaka, you will die. But I don't want to kill you. I just want to leave you to go in peace. Maybe someone else will still need you in future, but not me. So I really put that block. I put that storm. I said, no, it has to stop now. Now we have to be separated. Either with the police, with the government, anyhow. It's not enough is enough. It was like, don't worry, I will deal with you in this country. I will told you that I have everything. I said, okay, let's see. Then I still ignored him. After a quarrel on that day, he insulted me, a useless woman, light beat woman, you that is not even beautiful, you that I was even managing. Don't you know I was managing you? I said, wow, you were managing me. He said, you are a witch. I said, thank God, God. Thank God I am the witch from God. He called me so many names. I left without answering him.
So you left,
But
did
my
you leave
thing
the
was that
house?
I left the house. Yes, when he was
You left the
accusing him,
house
I
for
left the
him
house. Yeah, I left the house for him.
with your
Then
girls.
I laid down. I really cried that night. I said, God, please, please, enough is enough. This abuse is too
Yeah.
much. I really want to be separated, but not with fight. I want him to go without no fight, without no police involved. But do you know the greatest things? He left. He went to the court, to the, here we live, we have different organizations. There is some people, if you're in abuse relationships, some department you call social people. He now, as a man, he's the one that wake up himself, went to them and told them, I want to leave her. She's a liability woman, she's a useless woman, I don't want to stay with her anymore. Before he do that, the house we are living, it is both of us name. We signed the contract together. He still went to terminated the contract of the house.
That's
He
fine.
terminated
Whatever
it.
he did, whatever he
He
did is
terminated it
fine. Whatever
because
he
what his
did.
mind was that when he do it, the people, the company will now come and throw me and my kids outside, because he was planning to just
Yeah.
take everything from me so that I will just go empty. He has planned everything already, and before then he was not sleeping at home anymore. Almost 2 months, 3 months, he was not sleeping
Yeah.
at home.
So you know what?
We
Because I'm
don't
just
even
a bit
see him.
conscious of time, Victoria. It's already past 6 o'clock, and you know my live stream are always like an hour long. I don't want it to be
Ah,
too
yeah.
long. Yeah. So, but do you know what? I'm happy you left. I'm happy the relationship ended. Whether he reported to one person, you didn't end up homeless. I'm sure you've learned lesson, and I'm sure that exactly at least it's over. That's what matters at the end of the day. And it's a lesson for you and it's a lesson for other people as well. You don't stay because anything could have happened. Anything could have happened to you. Anything could have happened
Yeah,
to him as well
and
because
let me just say this short one. One thing I will still need to tell women out there is that if you are in a relationship or doing something, if you say that the abuse is true, try to find out your own, be in yourself, think of your own life first and your children.
of
Because
course,
the children, you are thinking that, for example, what happened to our sisters in Achi, maybe she might be thinking, oh, because of my children, let me stay. But that same children now, he puts them into problem because the children have grown to know, to see that abuse, to receive the abuse, to even know that their father
yeah.
said beating woman is good.
And
Maybe
the
they will
abuse
even
also
forget.
has an impact on the children's lives
Yes,
because
right.
if
So
they grow up seeing that abuse, they think it's normal. For the girls, they'll be like, okay, it's not. It's
yeah,
okay
it's
to be
not really
abused.
normal. This is not what we should take. Let
Yeah,
us live. Even if they said you should separate, you can separate, because many people misunderstood this word separation. They did
yeah,
not say you should separate and divorce. People can separate. for 6 months, for 1 year, just go, so that you will have that time to pray if you want to
Yeah.
pray. If it is
Yeah.
still your husband, let him meet another woman that will deal with him. He will still come back to you. But if you are still there, that thing, you will not see that change. So you just need to
And you said it
separate.
already. You set your boundaries. So and like I said,
Yes,
if
I
you don't
set my
set your
boundary.
boundaries, he will think it's okay. He will continue to
He
do the
will think
same
you are a
thing.
fool.
Yeah.
Exactly. He will
Yeah, and
keep
you
on
don't
doing the
want
same
that.
thing.
Yeah.
And if we are doing
Okay.
something, the children we are trying to protect, let us protect them to the extent that if he wants to go, let us go. In future, in 2 years, 3 years, we can still come back together. Let us not be there. And if we are going to a church, respect your pastor and serve your God. Because not your pastor. Some pastor will say, you don't have to separate. It's a sin. And pastor and his wife
No,
is
that's
living
not,
good. You are
and that
dying.
was what we
And don't
talked
do
about.
that.
So I think about a few weeks ago, we talked about Osinachi. I think it was 3 weeks ago now, where I talked about Osinachi and our issues and all that. So pastors will tell you God hates divorce, don't separate, and they go to their homes, to their wives, and they are happy. But you go home to an abusive
Yeah.
man, to an abusive woman, and at the
Don't
end of
do
the day, the
that.
person loses
You
their
don't
life.
please
Even
anybody
God is not happy about that. Okay,
at
so
all.
I'm glad you came on this trip. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing your
Thank you.
experience
I
with
really
us.
appreciate.
A lot, we've learned a lot from your experience. We've learned a lot from your story, and you also have a lot of learning to do as well from your story. And one is for you to not let anyone take advantage of you, because obviously you're a nice person. So you want to know that, okay, this is what I can take and this is what I cannot take. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. I'm happy you have something you're doing now. You're living in your own house. Your children are there. You're taking care of your children, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So it's really important that we have our own, your own identity. Like I always say, have it, whether it's a business, it's a job, whatever you're doing, just have your own life. Don't be a liability to a man, because
At
if you
all.
become a liability, the love won't be there anymore. The man got tired.
Exactly.
If not
Yeah.
a woman, if it's a woman, the woman said go tired. They'll love you to an extent, and at the end of the day, it's you get tired. And when it comes to abuse, I believe that for abuse to happen, sometimes it's the way we interact. So someone says something, the way you react to the person is the reason that they'll do what they do. Sometimes
Yeah.
some people are just crazy. Okay, so like people were saying, if they see knife and that day they would have run away that very day. But you stayed on. I don't know why, but you stayed on. But thank God you are out of there in your life. So my advice to people is, please, 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 please. It was a very
Exactly.
dangerous
Please.
situation.
Please.
Please, please leave. If it comes to the stage whereby your life is at risk, your life is in danger, then just
Just
leave.
leave.
Uh,
Go.
yeah, I'll just read a few comments just
Sorry, ma.
before.
One more
I'll read
thing.
it.
You sometimes, even our family also is part of this problem, because there are some family that will say you need to go back to your husband, or marriage is for better for worse. Those family don't know what you are passing through. If
Yeah,
you That is why you, as a woman, you need to have your own income, because
yeah,
if
of
family
course,
drove you
of course.
away, you can
Victoria, I
rent
think we are
one
going to
house,
have you
one
on
room.
this live stream another day, because looks like you have a lot that you want to share. So we're going to have you another day, because
All right, no problem.
you still
I
have a
am
lot.
so
But thank you
happy
so
being
much
here
for coming
today.
up. Thank you so much, and for sharing
Thank you
your
so much.
story
I
with
really
us.
appreciate it as
Thank you, and
well.
have a lovely
So bye
evening.
everyone. I love you all. Bye.
Guys. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much everyone. So a lot of lessons to be learned from Victoria's story. One, your intention. So get to know the person you're getting involved with. And let your intentions be pure. Let your ear, your antennas be open. So don't just go into a relationship with your heart. Let your head be there as well. Part two, exactly. We need part two. So going to so the next one will know that she's coming to tell us what to do. So go into a relationship for with your heart and your head, so that you're able to sense this red flag. It's okay, this is right, this is wrong, I don't want this. And before you can do that as well, you as a person want to know, okay, these are my values, these are the things that I want, and these are the things that I don't want. So it's really important. Abuse is a no-no. Because she was abused emotionally, physically, verbally. So she got everything from all angles. And to me, and I'm asking her, why did you stay? I cannot imagine why. But again, it's the fear of what would people say. If I leave this one, what would people say? If I leave this one, after all, I already have a child outside of, I was already a single mother. I already have a child with another man, and this one leaves. What will people say? And it's that fear of what will people say that makes a lot of people to stay in such relationships, that makes people to go put their lives at risk, for no reason. And Onume was saying there that the things that she was protecting would have been a waste if the story had turned the other way. So if something had happened to her, all the children would end up maybe with the government. Her family would be like, oh, before you know, they've forgotten about her. We're talking about Osinachi the other day. By now, even all the social media propaganda and all that has quieted down a little bit. Unlike that first time, everyone was like, oh, the man did this, oh, the man must be arrested, this must happen. But now, quietly, before you know, give it 6 months, give it 1 year, they'll be talking about something else. So we need to be careful. We should be our number one priorities. Our lives matter. So let your life be your priority. Don't say because you want to. No, 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 no. And as a woman, like Precious Mill always say, have a source of income. She said, I will continue to say it. Don't depend on your husband's finance. I have a friend who was going through the same story in a marriage until she finally woke up from her slumber and looked for work. And that alone would change the whole marriage. The fact that the man is not waking up, seeing you, coming back home and seeing you in the house, will make a lot of difference. Like, okay, you're going to work, you're coming back. Precious Meal, thank you so much. And Richie, thank you so much for the super chats as well. So you're going to work, he's going to work, he's coming back. You're not there, you're not just lying down, maybe wearing your house clothes. You're going out, you're coming back as well. You're contributing to the bills. Because when you're living abroad, the bills is like sucking blood. Like, my husband and I recently moved to a new house, so the bills are coming like left, right, center. I'm like, oh my God, what's all this? But if it's coming from just one person, it's hard. But if the second person is able to contribute, even if it's £200, say, I'm going to take this £200 to just supplement. It goes a long way. You can work from home too. Exactly. You can work from home. You can do businesses. There's so many businesses that you can do online, which I'm looking for, because I'm looking for money from everywhere. There's so many things you can do. And even if you don't start making money immediately, the fact that your mind is engaged, it takes a lot of pressure off you. It takes your mind off just sitting at home and nagging your husband. So it's really important that we don't depend on a man, because that's what they call see finish. That's what my people call see finish. But take it for granted. So we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Abuse is a no. Work on yourself, develop yourself, make yourself better. So it's really, really important. But thank you guys so much for coming and for staying with us. Victoria had so much to say. I couldn't stop her. So I think we might have her another time, just to come on this time around, just to advise us on what we should do as women. So this time around, not just a story, but as women, what should we do? But thank you so much. Yeah, zero tolerance for abuse. Exactly, zero tolerance for abuse, definitely. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye. Take care. Bye. And thanks for coming as well. Thank you.